Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today our topic is biological molecules. I am lecturer Mohammad Khan Gopan from Government Syed Nur Mohammad Shah Degree College, Tharusha. Today's topic is from first year zoology, chapter 2nd. First of all, lecture objectives. We will learn about the definition of biochemistry and its importance. Number second, chemical composition of cell. Number third, water, biological important properties of water. Number fourth, organic compounds and their formation, condensation process, formation of large molecules, hydrolysis, breaking of large molecules, and in last we will discuss proteins and formation of proteins and their structural classification. Biochemistry. It is the study of biochemical basis of life. As we know that cell is basic and fundamental unit of life, and the study of chemicals which are present in cell is called biochemistry. Now firstly, biochemistry provides understandings of all the processes carried out in the organism. For example, construction of body structures, flow of information from the nucleus, and control of all the mechanisms within a cell, within a life. Secondly, biochemistry explains abnormal mechanisms which lead to diseases, medicines development, and to elucidate the abnormalities in life. Thirdly, biochemistry answers questions like how does a fertilized egg rise to different types of cells in muscles, brain, and liver, etc. It means it answers all the complicated, complex questions of life, that how a single cell is advanced or developed into much specialized tissues and organ systems of life. How do cells find each other to form a complex organ? How is the growth of cells controlled? It also answers what are the causes of cancer and what is the mechanism of memory, how our brain works or how our memory works. These all questions are answered by the help of biochemistry, means studying of chemicals which are present in our life, which are present in our cells. Now, as we know that cell is made up of some chemicals, so here we discuss the chemical composition of cell. All living organisms are made up of cell. Living cell contains a living material called protoplasm. Proto means first, plasm means fluid. Now, protoplasm contains 70 to 90% of water. If the water is evaporated, the remaining mass is called dry weight of cell. Now, dry weight of cell consists of carbon containing molecules, means organic compounds. As organic compounds are now made in labs, so they are termed as biochemicals. Only 6 elements, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, make up about 98% of the biomolecules are the dry weight of a cell, means excluding the water. Now, as we know that water is 70 to 90% of cell protoplasm, so it plays very important role in maintaining the different activities within a cell. First of all, water is the most abundant component in living cell. It consists 70 to 90% of protoplasm of a cell. It is made up of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, H2O. O for oxygen, H for hydrogen. H2 means 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen makes water molecule. It is a polar molecule, means it has poles having slightly negative and the oxygen and a slightly positive and the hydrogen atoms. It is a dipole molecule, means having 2 poles, positive and negative. Di means 2, pole means 2 different ions, positive and negative, just like North Pole and South Pole of Earth. It is an important property and provides water a tendency to form hydrogen bonds. So due to this polarity, hydrogen and oxygen is bonded tightly with each other. Now, biological important properties of water. Number 1, behave as base solvent. Water behaves as a base solvent. It is also called as the universal solvent. Water is a polar solvent. Many polar substances solute, particularly ionic substances, dissociate in ions and dissolve in water. As simple chemistry rule tells us that same dissolves in same, like dissolves in like, or polar molecules dissolve in polar solvents, and nonpolar solutes dissolve in the nonpolar solvent. Even many nonpolar substances or organic compounds are dissolved in water. That is why it is called as the universal solvent. As we know that water is an inorganic solvent, एक इनऑर्गेनिक हल करने वाला है और पोलर है, मगर इसके बावजूद भी दूसरे ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स जो नॉन पोलर होते हैं वो भी वाटर में डिजॉल्व हो जाते हैं. दैट्स वाई वी कॉल इट ए यूनिवर्सल सॉल्वेंट. In the last, during metabolic activities of cell, ions or molecules are dissolved in water. These ions move and collide to perform chemical reactions, which are also known as metabolic reactions within a cell. Number second property of water, which is biologically important. Water is slow to absorb and release heat. It means it has high specific heat capacity. यानी न जल्दी पानी गर्म होता है न जल्दी पानी ठंडा होता है. Now, specific heat of a substance is the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 gram of the substance by 1 centigrade is called high specific heat capacity of that substance. Water has high heat capacity. It takes a lot of energy to warm up or cool down water. This thermal stability of water makes protoplasm within a cell metabolically stable or homeostatic. So cells usually do not quickly cool down or do not quickly heat up. So they maintain their internal temperature, they maintain their homeostatic temperature due to this property of water, as water has high specific heat capacity. Number third property is high heat of vaporization. Water has high heat of vaporization, means it takes very high temperature to make the water molecules form gaseous vapors. So due to hydrogen bonding, water requires higher amount of heat energy to change into vapors. It makes water stable. Therefore, water requires higher amount of energy to freeze. As we know that vaporization is a cooling process. वेपोराइजेशन एक ठंडा करने का प्रोसेस है. दिस प्रॉपर्टी हेल्प्स सेल्स टू अवॉइड फ्रीजिंग एट लो टेम्परेचर्स. यही प्रॉपर्टी है जो पानी को जल्दी में ठंडा या फ्रीज नहीं होने देती. बिकॉज वेपर फॉर्मेशन के लिए कूल डाउन होने के लिए पानी को ज़्यादा एनर्जी चाहिए. उसको वेपर्स बनने के लिए इसको ज़्यादा हीट चाहिए. नंबर फोर्थ प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ वाटर इज इट इज़ एन एम्फोटेरिक मॉलिक्यूल. एम्फोटेरिक मीन्स वाटर एक्ट्स बोथ एज एन एसिड एंड ए बेस साइमल्टेनियसली. यानी पानी एक ही वक्त में तेज़ाब भी है और असास भी है. इसलिए वो एक ही वक्त में तेज़ाब और असास को बैलेंस कर सकता है. एज एसिड इट लूजेज इलेक्ट्रॉन टू मेक हाइड्रोजन और प्रोटॉन आयंस. एज अ बेस it gains electron to form hydroxide negative ions. So in chemistry, the simplest definition of an acid is acid loses electrons and base always gains electrons. For example, hydrochloric acid, it is an acid, so it always loses its electrons, while sodium bicarbonate or caustic soda, sodium hydroxide is a base, so it always gains electrons. Now it makes water a perfect medium for biochemical reactions occurring in cells. It acts as a buffer. Buffer is that solution which maintains the acidity or basicity of any system. A buffer helps to prevent changes in the pH of a solution when an acid or base is added. जब किसी भी बॉडी में किसी भी सेल के अंदर या इवन हमारे स्टमक के अंदर अगर एसिड बढ़ जाता है तो पानी पीने से वो एसिड हमारे पानी के अंदर जो हाइड्रोक्साइड है उसके साथ रिएक्ट करके वो जो स्टमक का एसिड होता है वो कंसंट्रेटेड हो जाता है और वो न्यूट्रलाइज हो जाता है. अगर खुदा न खास्ता मादे यानी स्टमक के अंदर असासियत ज़्यादा हो जाती है तो फिर पानी पीने से वो असासियत जो है वो हमारे वाटर मालिक्यूल्स के हाइड्रोजन मालिक्यूल्स के साथ वो रिएक्ट करके वो भी न्यूट्रलाइज हो जाता है. तो पानी एक बफर की तरह हमारी ब्लड की पीएच को भी मेंटेन करके रखता है ताकि हमारे ब्लड के अंदर हाइड्रोजन प्रोटॉन आयंस और हाइड्रोक्साइड आयंस की बैलेंस हो. Now the fifth property of water is its molecules perform or its molecules have cohesive and adhesive force in water molecules. Cohesive forces are attractive forces between similar molecules. Cohesive forces in water are the attractive forces among the molecules of water because molecules of water are same in nature. Adhesive forces are attractive forces between different molecules. Different molecules means attractive forces between liquid gas, solid liquid, etc. Water is a liquid. If we fill a container or fill a glass of water, then the attractive forces between the walls of that glass and the water molecules is called as the adhesive forces. The forces between two different types of the materials. One is solid and other is liquid. Now, due to these cohesive and adhesive forces, water molecules perform some peculiar specific properties. For example, cohesive forces make chains of water molecules which help it to flow freely. It is due to the hydrogen bonding among the water molecules. Water molecules also adhere to any surface. This property is helpful in capillary reaction. In capillary reaction, always water rises from its lower level to upper level. Especially capillary reaction takes place in the transport of water from the roots of the plant up to the stem and the leaves of the plant. So capillary reaction is very important property of water. This capillary reaction is due to the cohesive as well as the adhesive forces of water. Therefore, water is an excellent transport and matrix medium in both extracellular or intracellular activities. Now, we will discuss about the organic molecules. The molecules containing carbon as basic element bonded covalently with hydrogen is called organic molecules. Previously, organic means those are molecules which are obtained from a living organism, but nowadays organic molecules they can be synthesized in a laboratory. That's why organic word is a misnomer. Most organic molecules are large and complex. They have higher molecular weights. Previously, they are believed to be nature-made molecules. However, they are now can be synthesized in a laboratory. For example, urea, chloroform, etc. They are non-polar compounds. They don't possess poles, negative or positive poles. Some are water insoluble. Synthesis of large molecules by condensation. Now, most of the organic molecules are formed because of the condensation process. Large molecules that form structure and carry out cellular activities are highly organized molecules. These molecules are called macromolecules. Macro means large, huge. The building blocks are subunits called monomers are of low molecular weight. So macromolecules means large molecules are made up of smaller units. These smaller units are called as the monomers. Mono means single, mers means units or molecules. The joining of two monomers is called condensation. When two small units make bonds with each other, this process is called condensation. The bond is formed between the two monomers with the removal of water. Therefore, the condensation process is also called as the dehydration synthesis. Dehydration means removal of water, and synthesis means forming or making of bond and making of large molecules. The macromers means large subunits. Large subunits are called polymers. Smaller subunits are called monomers, whereas the macromers are large subunits are called polymers. Poly means many, mers means molecules. The basic structure and function of each family of macromolecules is very similar in all organisms. It ranges from bacteria to human beings. यानी इनकी बुनियादी स्ट्रक्चर एक जैसी होती है, चाहे वो बैक्टीरिया हो चाहे वो एडवांस्ड जानदार हो, ह्यूमन बीइंग हो, इनकी स्ट्रक्चर, इन मॉलिक्यूल्स की स्ट्रक्चर सेम ही होती है। Now the reverse of the condensation process is called hydrolysis, breaking of large molecules by hydrolysis. Polymers are broken down into their subunits or monomers by the addition of water is called hydrolysis. यहाँ पे एक बात आप थोड़ा समझने के लिए कि कंडेंसेशन यानी उसमें बड़े मॉलिक्यूल्स बनते हैं, हाइड्रोलाइसिस में बड़े मॉलिक्यूल टूटते हैं, ब्रेक होते हैं छोटे मॉलिक्यूल्स में। कंडेंसेशन में छोटे मॉलिक्यूल मिलकर बड़े मॉलिक्यूल्स बनाते हैं। तो वो सिंथेसिस का प्रोसेस है और ये ब्रेक डाउन का प्रोसेस है। हाइड्रोलाइसिस, लाइसिस मीन्स ब्रेक डाउन, हाइड्रो मीन्स वाटर। कंडेंसेशन में बॉन्ड बनता है, पानी बाहर निकलता है। हाइड्रोलाइसिस में बॉन्ड को तोड़ने के लिए पानी पहले ब्रेक होता है और वो जाके बॉन्ड्स को तोड़ता है, इसलिए इसको कहा जाता है हाइड्रोलाइसिस। इट इज जस्ट रिवर्स ऑफ कंडेंसेशन। इन हाइड्रोलाइसिस bond is broken, energy is released and made available for different use of that energy. Metabolic process works on both the principles. In anabolism, macromolecules are formed as a result of condensation. हमारे अंदर, हमारे सेलों के अंदर मेटाबॉलिज्म होता है। वो दो कैटेगरीज उसकी होती हैं, एक एनाबॉलिज्म, दूसरा कैटाबॉलिज्म। एनाबॉलिज्म में मॉलिक्यूल्स बनते हैं, एना मीन्स टू बिल्ड, और कैटाबॉलिज्म में बड़े मॉलिक्यूल्स टूटते हैं, केटा मीन्स टू ब्रेक डाउन। So in anabolism, macromolecules, large molecules are formed as a result of condensation. बड़े मॉलिक्यूल बनते हैं कंडेंसेशन के जरिए। While in catabolism, macromolecules are broken into smaller molecules or monomers. अगर देखा जाए तो ज़्यादातर कंडेंसेशन जो होती है वो प्लांट्स के अंदर या ऐसे ऑटोट्रॉफिक जानदारों के अंदर, हमारे अंदर भी कंडेंसेशन का प्रोसेस या मेटाबॉलिज्म का प्रोसेस उसको हम कहते हैं, वो होता है। हमारे अंदर भी कुछ मॉलिक्यूल्स बन रहे होते हैं, कुछ टूट रहे होते हैं, यानी हमारे अंदर जो मेटाबॉलिज्म है वो वहाँ पे एनाबॉलिज्म भी हो रही होती है। और जैसे हमारी डाइजेशन है, इट इज़ अ एग्जांपल ऑफ हाइड्रोलाइसिस और कैटाबॉलिज्म। मगर जब मसल में जाके वही अमीनो एसिड प्रोटीन बनाएंगे तो उसको हम कहेंगे एनाबॉलिज्म। तो ये दोनों प्रोसेस जो है प्लांट्स में या मुख्तलिफ जानदारों में साइमल्टेनियसली चलते रहते हैं, इसको हम मेटाबॉलिक प्रोसेस कहते हैं। नाउ फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक मॉलिक्यूल which is very important molecule in our body, in our cells, our building block of our cells is called proteins. Greek word proteos से ये निकला हुआ है, it means first rank, means they are very important, very essential organic compounds within our cells. They are large molecules, that's why they are the polymers of amino acids. Their building blocks are called amino acids or monomers. So they are actually polymers of amino acids. Specific amino acids linked together in a definite or specific manner to perform a particular function. Just like ABC letters to make millions of words, इसी तरह 20 टाइप के जो अमाइनो एसिड्स होते हैं वो उनके स्पेशल सीक्वेंस से डिफरेंट टाइप्स के प्रोटीन्स बनते हैं जो हमारे अंदर मुख्तलिफ काम करते हैं। नाउ देयर आर 20 टाइप्स ऑफ अमाइनो एसिड्स, उसमें एसेंशियल अमाइनो एसिड्स भी हैं और नॉन एसेंशियल अमाइनो एसिड्स भी होते हैं। एसेंशियल वो होते हैं जो हमारी बॉडी नहीं बनाती, हमें बाहर से लेने पड़ते हैं, फ्रूट खाना पड़ता है, वो वेजिटेबल्स खानी पड़ती हैं ताकि वो एसेंशियल अमाइनो एसिड्स वहाँ से मिल सकें। नॉन एसेंशियल वो अमाइनो एसिड्स होते हैं जो हमारी बॉडी बनाती है, उनकी हमें ज़रूरत नहीं होती। सो देयर आर 20 टाइप्स ऑफ अमाइनो एसिड्स टू मेक ए ह्यूज वैरायटी ऑफ प्रोटीन्स, just like 26 letters of ABC to make millions of words. They constitute more than 50% to cell dry weight. सेल के ड्राई वेट का ये 50% होते हैं। Bacillus in 1838 named them as protein. Bacillus वो साइंटिस्ट था जिसने इनको पहले दफ़ा जो है नाम दिया प्रोटीन। A Dutch chemist G.J. Møller in 1883 called proteins as a vital compound. Vital means very essential for life. Now, amino acid is a building block of protein. As we know that proteins are made up of smaller units. These smaller units chemically known as amino acids. These are the monomers of proteins. The amino acids are linked together by a specialized bond or linkage. This linkage called as peptide linkage or peptide bond. That's why we sometimes we call protein as a polypeptide chain of amino acids. Now each protein has unique sequence of amino acids giving them unique properties. Amino acid contain at least one basic amino group NH2 and one acidic carboxylic group COOH carboxylic acid group bonded to same carbon. That same carbon is called alpha carbon. Now alpha carbon is attached from one side it is attached with the amine group and from the other side it is attached with the carboxylic group. Now structure of proteins. Structurally, proteins are categorized into three major categories. First, they are categorized as a primary structure. They have primary structure. A polypeptide chain having a linear sequence of amino acids due to peptide bonds is called प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर. यानी इसमें एक ही लाइन में अगर अमाइनो एसिड्स मिलते जाएं और एक धागे की तरह सीधे धागे की तरह एक चेन बनाएं, जंजीर बनाएं, तो उस सीधी जंजीर को हम कहते हैं कि ये जो प्रोटीन है वो सिंपल प्रोटीन है, क्योंकि इसकी स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर. इसका एग्जांपल इंसुलिन, जो हमारे शुगर जो है वो कंट्रोल करती है इन दी पेनक्रियास. Number second category is secondary structure. Now secondary structure is formed when a polypeptide chain of amino acids become spirally coiled. यानी जब एक पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन स्प्रिंग की तरह या स्पाइरल की तरह अगर वो कॉइल होगी, तो इस कॉइलिंग की वजह से एक स्ट्रक्चर जन्म लेगी, जिस स्ट्रक्चर को हम कहेंगे हेलिक्स या